If she believed that, then of course she couldn't trust anyone around her. And welcome back to Danganronpa. I should probably put the chat back where it was, because it's not a class trial right now. There we go, that's perfect. So yeah, we're back with Danganronpa. Last time, we got the guilty verdict. I almost died. But we're still alive, thank God. And we fell down into the trash. And one day later, or about one day later, Kyoko followed us down here. So now we're gonna continue. You don't read books, so you don't have one. True story. Okay. You burnt your palate thanks to a shrimp croquette today. That sucks, dude. I do love me some like battered shrimp. That's really good. I love tempura shrimp sushi. That stuff was really good when I was in Australia. Last time on Danganronpa, Flynn was sent to the trash. Anyway.
However,
that being said, there was a limit to what I could do by myself, which is why I asked you to help me. But why me? Because among everyone, you were least likely to be the mastermind. That was just intuition, but I see. Your intuition was right, though. There's no way an ordinary kid like me could have been the mastermind.
I understand. I should understand everything. My goal isn't to get out of here. It's to stay here.
Yeah. Her album title is even ultimate. I love doing that. It's just like the dream I had before, but why did that just happen?
Listen.
Are you okay? Oh yeah, it's nothing. It is nothing, right?
Hey.
I know, right? Even now, I still trust you, you know? I'm not used to relying on others.
Correct.
I know I never asked you for help the right way, so understand if you're not convinced. Honestly, I was convinced. I think that's just her personality. You said you had a reason for doing all that investigating on your own. So, how'd that turn out? Were you able to remember anything?
So...
I think there's still a lot I don't remember, but at the very least, I was finally able to recall my purpose and my ability. You mentioned your ability. My ability. What everyone should have known me for. I'm the ultimate detective. That makes sense. The ultimate detective?
Correct.
And the reason I came to Hope's Peak Academy, it was someone I had to find here in the school. You had to find someone? Who?
So...
Well, it was the headmaster of Hope's Peak Academy. The headmaster? Why did you want to find the headmaster? Because he's my father. Oh, dip damn. What?
In other words...
I mean, it makes sense. The one thing I find interesting, though, is in the demo of Danganronpa V3... Whoops. In the demo of Danganronpa V3, there's Shuichi Saihara, who is also the ultimate detective. So I guess there's two ultimate detectives now? It's kind of weird. I was separated from him as a child. As it turns out, he became the headmaster of Hope's Peak. Kyoko's dad is Hope's Peak headmaster? And that explains when Alter Ego told us how he thought the headmaster was involved. I'll find a way.
Huh?
No matter what it takes, I will find the headmaster.
No matter what?
No matter the cost. No matter the cost. That's better. There can be multiple based on which class year they are, I assume. Yeah, that could be possible. So that means that Kyoko and Shuichi are at least 3 years apart. Or like one in each year. I mean, that could be possible, because like, I mean, I know that, there's gonna be an Ultimate Maid as well, and there was also an Ultimate Maid that was basically the former Ultimate Maid, or Super High School level maid, that was the teacher of the 77th class? I don't remember which number it was. The class in Danganronpa 2. Anyway. It's not really a spoiler, it's just those are people.
So,
Kyoko, what's going on? There's an Ultimate Lucky Student every year. That's correct, yeah. And yeah. That does make sense. My memory hadn't come back at that point, but when he said that, I felt strange. It makes perfect sense now, of course, since my whole purpose for coming here was to find him. That makes sense.
However...
But listen, Makoto, I want to make this perfectly clear, so there's no misunderstanding. I said the headmaster wasn't the mastermind, but I didn't say that to protect him. I only said what I felt based on what I'd seen when I snuck into the headmaster's room. Then, what did you see in there?
So...
The room had been ransacked. The shelves were a mess. The desk drawers dumped on the floor. The only conclusion is that someone who didn't know where anything was had been there. You mean the mastermind, right?
It's true.
That was my assumption, yes, to confirm my suspicion. By the way, on the topic of Ultimate Lucky Student, Nagito Komaeda is fucking creepy. I just wanted to put that out there. Nagito Komaeda is scary as hell. Because he can see... Basically, he sees life as a game, since his luck can keep him alive at all times. Like, he can do whatever he wants and still win at everything. Because of his luck. He can just flat out rely on that. It's very well written. Yeah, I like it a lot, but also he's fucking scary. Yeah. I do feel like the writing did go like up in quality since Danganronpa 2. Like, Danganronpa 2 definitely got better in writing, I think. But this is also really good. And also, like, I shouldn't spoil anything, so I should stop there. But, like, what it does in this game, it does quite well. And, like, Danganronpa 2 just kind of, like, cuts to the chase with what is revealed here. And adds another layer of what? And also, I feel like the characters are better written, like, individually. And, like, how they interact. They really up the foreshadowing into as well. Definitely. Yeah. I'm so looking forward to Danganronpa V3. I've seen like the prologue because some people already have early copies. Like the rest, I'm just gonna keep completely like blind. Like the prologue is only like an hour or something. But yeah, that game's gonna be so fun. That was my assumption, yes, and to confirm my suspicion, I decided to investigate the second floor of the dorms using the key I'd found. But why there? Because I also found this in the headmaster's room. Is this some kind of map?
Indeed.
It's a layout of the entirety of Hope's Peak Academy. I found it in the headmaster's room, along with the Mukuro's profile and that key. It was already released in Japan, yes. I am talking about the English version. The localization, yes. Which, by the way, has a fucking typo in the first intro video. Another killer game with begin again. It's fucking hilarious. It's in the video. Not even just text, it's in the video. I know, right? But I'm not gonna say anything else about it because I don't want people to get spoiled. The map showed that the second floor was home to a number of rooms meant for faculty use. Some of the staff must have had to stay overnight from time to time, and I figured the headmaster would have some kind of private room there. I assumed that if that were true, the room would likely hold more clues. So I went to check.
Correct.
And that's when I finally remembered. I remembered that my purpose was to find the owner of that room. So he went there to see if the headmaster really did have a private room there.
However,
Once I got there, I noticed that the second room of the dorms didn't have any cameras or monitors. So, what was it like? That part of the school, I mean. It's hard to describe. All I can say is... The moment I saw it, I realized. Whatever's going on in the school is more horrific than we ever imagined. Ooh. What do you mean?
So...
I can't explain it. You need to see it for yourself. I'm sure you'll get your chance soon enough. It sounds like it must be important. And really ominous. Better talk to... Oh, there's more talking? Okay.
However...
Of course, once I got to the second room of the dorms, there were no cameras. And no monitors, which is why I had no idea what was going on in the rest of the building. It has to do with Mukuro Ikusaba, doesn't it?
However...
Just to be perfectly clear, I didn't kill her. And I know it wasn't you either. I know you're right, but that just means... everyone but you and me had an alibi. So then who did kill her?
Anyway...
What I can say for sure is that the mastermind is directly involved. To begin with, the point of the class trial of Mukuro Ikusaba was to get me killed. Get you killed?
Indeed.
I stole that key and disappeared. And in retaliation, they wanted to draw me out and eliminate me.
Correct.
That was the point of the class trial. It was? The mastermind knew they couldn't interfere directly. Do you mean because of the school regulations?
That's right.
Exactly. With minimal restrictions, you are free to explore Hope's Peak Academy at your discretion.
In other words...
The mastermind is adamant about following the rules. And with that rule in place, they couldn't step in. Since they couldn't kill me themselves, they tried to use the class trial to do it. The mastermind couldn't step in because of the rules? That makes it sound like the mastermind themselves is somehow bound by the school regulations.
Hey.
There's one other thing that I'd like to point out about the murder of Mukuro Ikusaba. What's that? There was a point where Mukuro may have not become the victim. It could have been you, Makoto. I could have become the victim?
Indeed.
You know what I'm talking about, right? Do you mean... during the night? I can hear them, you know. The footsteps of the god of death. What? I can hear the god of death as he moves. That ability naturally draws me into cases, just like this. Oh god, what?
Anyway.
Which is exactly what happened with you. I was in the dorms and I had a sudden sense of dread. I looked down the stairwell and I saw a white shadow across the corridor. I gave chase right away. As I followed it, I saw the shadow go into your room.
Correct.
I ran to your room and I saw what was happening. I intervened immediately, of course.
However,
that wasn't the end of things, of course. I stopped them, but that led to... whoever the masked assailant was, they ended up dead.
Correct.
And their murder was disguised, and the dojo key wound up in my room. It all has to be the work of the mastermind, in an attempt to use the class trial to eliminate me. All this would mean that whoever killed Mukuro is also the mastermind, right? Kirigiri is nuts, Flynn. I think you might have to put her down. No. Put her down. No.
Indeed.
I don't have conclusive evidence, but that's what I think. But that's really bad if true. It means the mastermind can kill whoever they want if they feel like it. Wait, but doesn't that create another contradiction? The mastermind wanted to use the class trial to try and kill you because they couldn't interfere, right?
Correct.
You're right. That is a contradiction. And it's not just Mukuro. They needed the class trial to kill me, but seemed ready to kill you in your room. Everything they did is a contradiction. So, what does it all mean?
In other words...
it means that the mastermind is the one who's been cornered. Huh?
Makoto.
Just a little more. A little more, and I should be able to figure out the mastermind's identity. The identity of... the other ultimate despair. The other ultimate despair? There's no doubt that Mukuro was the ultimate despair, and that she's dead. And I don't think the ultimate despair is just one person. It's not?
Indeed.
If you think about it, the ultimate despair seems to implicate whoever caused that event. You're talking about...
That's right.
What happened a year ago. The biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. The tragedy. Whoever's responsible for that. They're the ultimate despair. Jesus Christ. They're the ultimate despair?
It would seem...
that despicable group whose only purpose and motivation comes from despair. And they're...
Indeed.
make no mistake. They're the root of all evil that has forced us to go through this. That is the ultimate despair. Despair. And that is our real enemy. We have a junk food junkie. Junk? Whatever. You received the Dream Island rocket present. I still don't know what this is for. Like, it's just for the intro to kill a random person? The Dream Island rocket. Okay then. I don't know. I should probably save over this. Nah, whatever. Just save here. The ultimate despair. A group of people who caused the tragedy 1 year ago. Those same people put together this killing game and began broadcasting it around the world. The most desperately awful group of people ever. That is the mastermind's true identity. Our enemy has finally been revealed. But right now?
Anyway.
Right now we have to get out of this horrible place. Figuring out the rest of the story can come after. Yeah, you're right. It's locked, but we have a way to open this door. Open the door, please. Kyoko, do you still have that one thing? Monokuma's secret tool that you got from the headmaster's room?
Indeed.
Of course I do. It's an absolutely vital part of ensnaring the mastermind. I would never part with it. And it can open any door in the school, right?
That's right.
Then we should be able to use it on that door, right? Hey Kyoko, we can use that key of yours to open this door, right?
It's true.
Let's find out. Kyoko took out the key with the Monokuma design on it and slid it into the keyhole. And then... Yes, it opened!
Indeed.
And now we can get out of here. Let's go. Sounds good. We quickly opened the door and made our escape from the garbage pit. Finally. We were finally free. But there wasn't even enough time. There wasn't even time to take a breath of relief, because the real fight had just begun. An ultimate chapter. After leaving the garbage pit, we found ourselves in a tunnel extending straight up like a chimney. There was a metal ladder leading up into the tunnel. We started climbing the ladder, intent on reaching the surface. The ladder was impossibly long. I couldn't even see where it ended. We climbed into the darkness. The passage was so dark and cramped I couldn't even see my own feet beneath me. I had no idea we were so far down.
Hey.
Don't lose your footing. If you slip, I won't be able to catch you. Yeah, I'll be careful. Now that you said that, I'm getting kind of nervous. Maybe talking will help keep my mind off it. So Kyoko, there's something I wanted to ask of you. You said you're the ultimate detective, right? So, how long have you been doing detective work? How long?
So...
Ever since I can remember. I come from a long line of detectives. Detective work is in my blood. There was a time when being a detective was considered a sacred duty. My family's always seen it that way. And is your family famous?
Wrong.
Quite the opposite, actually. Even among actual detectives, many people haven't heard of us. Huh? But how come? It's like your family tradition, right? So...
Right.
Because we take pride in it. Pride?
Indeed.
The detective is neither light nor shadow. We represent neither justice nor evil. That is how we can uncover the absolute truth. We stand neutral in all things, and to do that, we have to stand separate from the rest of society, which is why we've made a conscious effort to conceal our existence. A conscious effort?
It's true.
It's kind of old-fashioned, and I can't say it's entirely rational. But it's our family creed, and we do what we must to protect it. Because, like I said, it's our source of pride. Pride. So that explains. Before I came here, when was looking up info about the school online, I never saw anything about her. Because she hid herself on purpose, to protect the pride of her family.
However...
And yet, I gave up some of that pride. Huh? In order to enter Hope's Peak, I had to reveal myself to the school. I did it knowing that it was something a true Kirigiri detective would never do. But the reason you gave up that pride, the reason you would go so far to enter Hope's Peak, it was because that's how much you wanted to reconnect with your dad, right? There's no shame in that.
What?
Reconnect? I had absolutely no desire to reconnect with my father. Huh? But you'd be reuniting after all those years, right? You have had so much to talk about.
Wrong.
There's nothing I want to talk to my father about.
However...
There's something I want to say to him, though. What? No matter what it takes, I have to find him and tell him face to face. What is it?
So...
I want to sever all ties with him. Sever? The last time I saw him, I was still very young. So I don't remember myself, but apparently he was extremely intelligent. He was in line to become the next head of the Kirigiri family. He was talented, he had a promising future.
However...
But he had no interest in detective work. So he cut himself off from the family. Not long after that, my mother died and he simply ran away. He went to my grandfather and they had a huge argument. As young as I was, he left me behind. I'm sure there was a reason for that. I'm sure your dad wanted to take you with him.
Right.
If that's true, then I need to thank him. Thank him for leaving me. Because unlike him, I take pride in the work I do. I take pride in my family name. So every last part of me is happy he didn't take me with him. If I'd gone with him, I never would have had the chance to become a detective. I was above Kyoko on the ladder, so I wasn't able to see her expression. So I couldn't tell. I couldn't see how she looked when she said that. What she might have been feeling. All I could tell was that compared to her usual self, she was more talkative. And more emotional. I don't blame him, you know. He had his own life to live. That's what anyone in my position might say, right? But it's not true.
However...
But there's one thing. One thing that I can never forgive. Really?
So...
The way everyone else looked at me. I was never sad about being left behind. Like I said, I think it was a good thing.
However...
But when the rest of my family looked at me, they saw something different. They only saw me as the little girl that was abandoned by her father. That's how they see me even to this day. His shadow has been following me my entire life. I'm sick of it. I need him out of my life. I need to step out of his shadow.
Correct.
That's why I have to find him and tell him we're no longer family. In order to settle the past. In order to remove him from my life forever. I have no doubt he forgot about me years ago. But your family, to just cut him out like that?
Wrong.
Our connection is through blood. Nothing more. Are we connected by heart and soul? No.
Hey.
Is blood really enough to call someone family? Only connected by blood, not by heart and soul. I was so shocked to hear her say something like that. I didn't know how to respond. So instead, I said nothing. I just kept climbing the ladder in complete silence. And after I don't know how long, we finally reached the top. Looks like this is it.
Indeed.
On the other side of the door, Hope's Peak is waiting for us. We're back.
That's right.
Remember the hatch on the ground near the trash room? I'm fairly certain that's where we'll come out. I unlocked it earlier, so it should open without much trouble. Well, here goes nothing. I reached my hand up and pushed against the hatch. The hatch opened with ease, and so... Looks like we're back!
Whew.
I can't believe how long that ladder was. I'm exhausted. I can't exactly say we're safe and sound, but at least we're out of here. Out of there. Now we're back in Hope's Peak Academy. Kyoko, thank you. I never would have gotten out of there without you. No thanks necessary. I was just returning the favor. So, now what do we do? I'm glad I didn't die, of course, but if the mastermind finds out, I'm worried about you too. You helped me, so they might...
Listen.
You're worried? Yeah, of course.
So then...
Well, let's just get to a concrete answer. Huh?
In other words...
Let's ask Monokuma if there's a problem with you escaping. Wait, that's...
However...
If we try to hide, it's only a matter of time till we're found out. It's not like we can run away. She said that. She pointed at the nearby surveillance camera. So you're saying rather than stressing out over getting caught, we should just give up now? Don't worry. What do you think? What you think is going to happen isn't. Because the mastermind is the one that's ensnared. The mastermind's ensnared? You said something like that before. What does it mean?
So...
The mastermind stood exposed during the investigation into Mukuro's death. There's a moment where the mastermind let their guard down. There was?
Right.
If we can talk to Monokuma, we can confirm it. It'll be better for us if we go to him directly before he tracks us down. That should help with our negotiations. I'm still a little, super uneasy about this, but we don't really have a choice, do we?
Indeed.
Monokuma should be in the gym.
Shall we go?
Let's get going. Let's corner him.
Well now. Hey! Kyoko, I don't mind so much. I don't believe it! But Makoto's supposed to be dead! What's he doing here?
That's exactly how I thought he'd react. Are we really gonna be okay?
You were supposed to be punished! Did Kyoko help you?
What?
So what if I did? What will you do?
Shing! If the guilty party is exposed during the class trial, they alone will be executed. It's unfortunate, but that is the rule. Making me angry! So now I gotta punish you again! And this time, I won't leave anything to chance.
Kyoko!
Right.
Do whatever you feel you have to. Well, what?
However...
Well, before you do, let me just say one thing.
No.
If you execute Makoto, that means you lose. And that matters to you, right?
Huh? I lose? Hey! You, explain yourself! What do you mean by that?
Because...
Well, you set up this latest class trial yourself, right? I was getting in your way, so you wanted an excuse to kill me.
In other words...
I was supposed to be chosen as the Blackened and then executed, right?
Hey, what are you talking about?
However...
But when Makoto chose to overlook my lie, your plan came crashing down. The results of the trial weren't at all what you were expecting. Because you never imagined that in that position, one person would protect another like that.
Right.
And in response to that unexpected development,
Indeed.
you reacted by proclaiming Makoto the Blackened and trying to execute him. You made the choice out of desperation. No, more than that. You must have realized that Makoto, who refused to be manipulated, was a threat to you as well.
However...
But then there was another unexpected development waiting for you. An entity that would throw a wrench, so to speak, in your precious execution machinery. Alter ego. You never imagined the possibility of a being that could come to our aid even after you killed it.
Am I wrong?
Now, here's the absolute truth. Makoto didn't kill Mukuro. You did.
Listen
So
to me.
executing Makoto for it would surely be a violation of your rules, which I know you love so much. If the Blackened is exposed, they alone will be executed. That's what you told us, right?
And that means I lose? You talk a big game. You're saying the blackened is me and not Makoto?
Well?
And you can prove this, right?
Well,
No, I can't. Don't just say it like that.
What is this, a comedy routine? To make such bold claims without a shred of evidence.
that doesn't
I
matter.
don't have any right now, but with a little more time, I guarantee I'll find some.
That's right.
Because no matter how deeply you try to bury it, there's only ever one absolute truth.
Pum, pum.
And now you're trying to talk like some kind of famous detective type?
Because
If Makoto really was the killer, he never would have come to you willingly like this. He would have feared for his life, feared another execution. He would have tried to run and hide. He would have been gripped by the despair you so love to inspire.
however,
But here we are, confronting you with nothing but hope in our hearts.
What the heck?
And that's supposed to be enough to convince me in the absence of evidence?
indeed.
And that's you I'm trying to convince.
Hey,
If you were to execute Makoto now, everyone out there watching this would be extremely displeased. Huh?
indeed.
Imagine what everyone out there would think if you killed Makoto. They would assume that you killed him because what we said is exactly right.
Listen to me.
Despair can never kill hope.
Hey,
Of course, you can say we're just making this all up. You're welcome to prove us wrong. No, you have no choice but to prove it. Because if you kill Makoto without proving your own innocence, you'll be accepting your own defeat. If you want to earn our despair fair and square,
that's what we have
then I
to
suggest
do.
you take my advice.
So, what is this advice of yours?
It's true.
To do Mukuro's trial over again. Only this time, you follow the school regulations to ensure a fair trial.
It's time for one last showdown. One final battle between hope and despair. Hey,
Well, that would make for a proper climax, wouldn't you say? A fair trial. One last showdown. In other words, this would be our chance to expose the true identity of Mukuro's killer and of the mastermind themselves. But what reason would the mastermind have to accept the challenge? They'll probably just execute me without another word.
Interesting.
Barrett!
Very interesting indeed. Barry?
What's wrong?
Oh, I was getting bored, so I decided to change things up a little. So, time for bear jokes!
in other words,
Whoops.
Now, what you suggested might be plausible. It would certainly make for one honey of a climax.
Does it mean you accept?
You guys!
If we do things your way, that'll be enough to convince you and the viewers, right? And it would cause you unbearable despair, right? Then I'm prepared to agree with your terms.
I love puns too.
Will your hope win out? Or will my despair claim victory?
I can barely contain myself!
Let's have one final grisly showdown!
He agreed. And we still have a shot at this.
Barrett!
But this is a long-winded climax, right? Just guessing the killer is barely a fitting end.
You guys!
So for this final face-off, you'll have to unearth all the mysteries that have been buried here.
All the mysteries?
That's right. Every last mystery that is pawing around the school. If you can do that,
I can barely contain myself!
then that'll be enough to qualify as a victory for you.
A koala is a marsupial. Does that qualify as a bear? Is it a bear? I don't think it's quite a bear. I mean, we call him a bear, but it's not a bear.
it's true.
That's what we've been trying to do all along.
Okay, well, good. Then let's bear it all.
It barely qualifies. It does.
If you can claw your way to the truth of Mukuro's death and solve the mysteries of this school,
You guys!
then you win. But if you can't do all of that,
We'll all face execution, right?
I can barely contain my excitement. When you learn the whole truth, What kind of despair will you show me?
We're as excited as you are, I'm sure.
Listen to me.
When we've uncovered every last truth, how will the ultimate despair reveal their own despair? I honestly can't believe how this has all turned out.
Hey,
But before we get started, I want to clarify one more thing. Do you remember the rule? When one student kills another, that's when a class trial is held.
What's wrong?
I remember that for sure. For sure. So what?
hey,
I just wanted to confirm that is what you said, right? And that's a true statement?
You don't have to be so suspicious. I've said it before, but it bears repeating. Everything is based on the school regulations. And having a trial for Mukuro is no exception to that.
Huh? Mukuro's trial is no exception? Then it's part of the regulations? Which would have to mean that whoever killed Mukuro...
It's a very polarizing approach, I know, but okay, enough puns. Anyway, here's a hint. I'm sure I told you this already, but this killing game began with 16 participants, all of them high school students.
Too bad. You'll just have to bear. Anyway.
And the only people to take a single step in Hope Speak since the killing game began are those 16 students.
What?
listen.
Are you telling the truth? Why'd he go quiet all of a sudden?
Now I'm really angry.
I'm done talking. I got nothing left to say to you. So get lost, would ya?
Why so mad? He seems emotionally unstable.
Hey,
Leave me alone. Get out of here.
Okay, You're really gonna let me go?
I don't even care anymore. You're all gonna get your punishment later anyway. I need to start getting it ready. A super duper extra special punishment overflowing with despair.
Hey,
Come on, Makoto, let's go. Okay. This is way too much. Monokuma's unstable laughter seemed to cling to us as we walked away, and just like that, we were out of the gym. I could hardly believe it, but somehow I ended up not getting executed. I still had my life, and we still had a chance. Overall, things turned out way better than expected. Hi, Vexus, how you doing? I'm not that dirty. I took a shower yesterday, and I'm gonna take another shower at the end of the stream. I got scammed. What a refund. Once again, I was in Kyoko's debt. Hi, Kyoko. Kyoko, thank you. Everything I have right now is because of you.
however,
Don't thank me just yet. The real battle is still ahead of us. Yeah, true. You're drooling over the Switch now. You got it? Yeah, true. But still, I'm glad it worked out. Wasn't sure if the enemy would accept my proposal. But honestly, why would the mastermind agree to that? Man, you never get a response from the places that you search. Oh, is it difficult to get? Oh, that sucks, dude. Yeah, though they're still very wanted here. Absolutely. Like, when we got a Switch for my brother, so we got... Yes, we do have 2 Switches in the house because he wanted one himself. So he saved up money for it. But when we got one for him, like, there were only 8 Switches in the store at that point. And, like, we had to, like... reserve one for him because, well, it would be gone otherwise. Rich man. He saved up for himself using pocket money over multiple months. So... Oh, you mean for a part-time job? Oh, you want to get a part-time job to make money to save up for the Switch. That makes sense. Dude, I hope you get a part-time job soon. Some real dedication, lol. Yeah. Yeah, he really wanted one. And then he got Splatoon 2 as well. So we have 2 copies of Splatoon 2. So I got one for myself when I was in Australia. I mean, they don't stand to gain anything from a final showdown, do they? Sure.
So...
They had no choice but to accept. Huh?
Because...
So because of that one moment that the mastermind let their guard down. Let down their guard, like I said. So when was that? When was it that the mastermind let their guard down?
So...
I wasn't there to hear it myself, but do you remember what the mastermind said? They said they had hijacked the airwaves to broadcast our school life to the outside world, right? Yeah, they definitely said that.
Listen.
And what did you think? What did you think when you heard that? Pretty hard to believe, right? Well, I mean, the idea of actually taking over the airwaves seems so unbelievable.
Indeed.
You don't exactly read about something like that happening very often, so it's hard to imagine. You know, number 1 priority is Zelda Breath of the Wild for sure, though. Okay, cool. That's a good game. Oh, hold on. Did I miss something? It's hard to imagine that. In other words, that kind of thing is extremely difficult to pull off.
However...
And yet somehow, the mastermind was able to do it.
In other words...
But think of it another way. There must have been some reason they had to do something that difficult. Pretty much. I mean, the game sold more than the system in the first few months, which is insane. A reason?
So...
They had to show the world something, no matter the cost. Us killing each other. They wanted to show the world?
It would seem...
The mastermind has been very adamant about not killing us directly, but forcing us to kill each other. And all their rules and regulations were designed to encourage that. That is almost revolutionary. I freaking hope there's going to be more games like that. Revolutionary? Kinda, yeah. Yeah. There's gonna be more games trying to do what Breath of the Wild did, offering a more open-ended experience and letting the player figure out their own way for themselves. Which is really cool. It definitely was a new type of experience. You have no Wii U nor interest in it. Yeah, you shouldn't get the Wii U at this point, no. No, definitely not. It's not worth it. Not anymore. And all their rules and regulations were designed to encourage that. Yeah, that makes sense. If those stupid regulations didn't exist, nobody would have killed anybody.
In other words...
So the Mastermind's ultimate goal was to make us kill each other, and show that off to the world. But why?
Correct.
To prove a point, most likely. Especially that Steam can run almost any Wii U game now. It's getting actually pretty impressive. Yeah. Prove a point?
Hey.
The outside world has a name for the students of Hope's Peak, right? A certain concept. You're talking about hope, right?
That's right.
And for those of us who represent hope to kill each other and sink into despair, the Mastermind wants the world to see that. Try and prove that despair is better than hope. Oh gosh. Zelda really made Zelda fun for newcomers too, making it easy to follow along while getting neck deep in side quests and still be able to follow the main quest. I think that's just better open world game design, not necessarily like making it more accessible. It's just good, honestly. Because getting stuck like that is just not fun. Like with Skyrim, like a lot of people like it, and I will acknowledge that, and it is a good game. But personally, I don't think the main quest in that feels very not worth it, kinda. Well, it is still the main story, because it feels like it's just one of the side quests, and also fucking choice fatigue. So I really can't get into like Skyrim, definitely not. And Zelda was an open world game that was actually quite easy for me to get into, because there was always that one goal that you were working towards, while exploring and finding out so much new stuff. I think that's really cool. Anyway, the Mastermind wants the world to see that. Yeah. That's their goal. That's the ultimate despair. What? They want to prove that despair is better than hope? But that's ridiculous.
It's true.
You're right. It is ridiculous. Completely irrational. It's the kind of thing that nobody but those who call themselves the ultimate despair would devise. That group whose only purpose and motivation comes from despair. But is that really their only reason for making the rest of us suffer?
Makoto.
I know how angry it must make you, and yet that same motivation is what led to the Mastermind revealing their weakness. You can only expect perfect gameplay and quality from Nintendo. I don't quite agree with that, but Nintendo is quite consistent with providing good quality games themselves, yes. But also they made like fucking Yoshi's New Island for the 3DS, which was just meh. Very, very meh. They're not perfect. Yeah, okay, Nintendo focuses more on gameplay. Legend of Zelda 2, I thought it was an okay game. It's just too difficult. What?
In other words,
Because their goal is to broadcast this killing game to the world. The Mastermind has had to be more particular than is reasonable about their own regulations. If the Mastermind simply ignored their rules, this wouldn't have been a game, but a one-sided slaughter.
at the very least.
At least, that's how those who are watching this would have seen it. And that's why the Mastermind couldn't kill any of us themselves?
Indeed.
That's precisely the reason. No matter how much they may hate what I'm doing, I haven't violated a single one of the regulations. Junko broke the rules, and so she was punished. But in my case, he couldn't lay a finger on me.
Right.
Whoops. Oh, come on, stop. So instead, they tried to use a class trial, following all their proper rules to get me killed. It began a trial that didn't have a right answer, and they made me out to be the killer. Mario + Rabbids was actually developed by Ubisoft. But yeah, the gameplay looks a lot of fun for that game, yeah. And you don't mind at all that the rabbits are included. I like the rabbits. Their like quality isn't consistent in all their games, but Rabbids Go Home was fun, and this game looks to be really funny, as well as just fun to play. But even that didn't work.
It's true.
Yes, thanks to you. And due to that failure, the Mastermind took yet another risk. They attempted to kill you instead, who also was not the killer. And then that fact was exposed on live TV to the entire outside world. The Mastermind had to accept your suggestion? The Mastermind had to accept your suggestion?
Indeed.
To prove the world that despair is better than hope, they have to defeat us in perfect form.
In other words...
And it would only do the Mastermind harm to have it shown that they violated their own regulations. But all that was a hunch, right? And you were still able to get the Mastermind to accept your challenge.
However...
Well, it's only thanks to you that we got a chance. Because you believed in me. Another path opened. Still, I can't believe how much the Mastermind's thoughts and plans you were able to figure out. I didn't have the slightest clue. The recent Paper Mario for both consoles also gets to be available. What? It's only on Wii U. My thoughts? Love-hate. I liked it. It was certainly an adventure, but it got very frustrating at times. Like, the gameplay of that is not perfect. But it was fun. The writing was really good and clever, in my opinion. I didn't have the slightest clue.
Wrong.
In the end, though, I couldn't prove any of it. It was just my reasoning. Essentially, I was making a bet. But it looks like I got it right. This time, at least, I won the bet. She let out a quick sigh. I took it as a small sign of relief. To be honest, I haven't been that nervous in a long time. I totally couldn't tell you were nervous at all. You seemed totally confident from the moment we decided to go talk to him. Well, presenting a strong demeanor is a fundamental part of negotiation and persuasion, wouldn't you say? Plus, if I showed you my uneasiness, that would have just made you that much more uneasy. Yeah, you're probably right. How pathetic.
However...
Anyway, we can't relax just yet. All we've done is earn another chance to fight. We have to win this time.
Correct.
Or everything we've gone through will have been for nothing. You're right. If we can't defeat the Mastermind, it'll cost us our lives. There's no option except to win.
Hey.
But before we begin the final battle, we have to tell the others what's going on. True, but now we know who our real enemy is. All we have to do now is work together with everyone to destroy the Mastermind. Work together with everyone.
However...
Is that really possible? Huh?
Anyway...
Right now we have to find the others.
Shall we go?
Probably in the dorms somewhere. Shall we go? Also, I remember during the final fight with the boss, like with the final boss, my PC blue screened. That was something. Might they be in the dining hall? And suddenly we were greeted with... You again! That's an IP4. Is he broken? I suppose his emotional instability reached its limit.
Frowny face. Snack 61.
I hope it still sounded alright. Like, not, like, destroying your ears. The compressors should have prevented you from, like, having your ears bleed. Jeez, what the heck?
However...
I wonder what that was all about. I couldn't help but let out a sigh of relief. Ah!
Is that Makoto?
You guys!
It is! There's no two ways about it. That's Makoto.
Huh? You survived?
Jeez, you're like a stubborn little cockroach, you know that?
Shut up.
I'm just asking to make sure, but you're not a ghost, right?
Everyone was there. Everyone was there. All my friends who had struggled together and survived. As soon as I saw their faces, I couldn't help myself. I started to tear up.
What?
Wait, what's that smell?
What the heck?
Yeah, man, that seriously stinks.
It's Makoto! He smells like a wet dog! Get away! Shoo, shoo!
And in a flash, my tears dried up.
Makoto.
There's no time to indulge in an extended happy reunion. We need to explain to everyone what happened with Monokuma.
Yes.
Explain? Explain what? But is it okay that you're here? What if the mastermind catches you?
It's true.
That's related to what I have to tell you all. I need to tell you all about the last class trial.
Huh?
Last class trial?
In other words...
We're going to redo Mukuro's trial.
Huh?
What? Seriously?
How about that?
What's the point of redoing it? Makoto killed her, right? No, I didn't do it, like I keep telling you.
Wrong.
Makoto isn't the killer. And of course, it's not me or any of you. Then, who is it?
I see.
What she's saying is, it was all the work of the mastermind.
Huh?
What? You're saying the mastermind killed Mukuro?
That's right.
It was all an elaborate trap contrived by the mastermind. Makoto spotted the trap in time and did what he had to do to stop it.
However...
But his decision meant that he would be the one to die.
What did you say?
You spotted the trap, did you, Makoto? You make it sound like it was easy. I just... You know.
However...
But executing Makoto, who wasn't the Blackened, is a clear violation of the school regulations. The rules say that only the Blackened is to be executed. The mastermind broke their own rules. Which is why I went and negotiated with them, to have the trial one more time.
Huh?
And the mastermind agreed? Does that mean they really did break the rules? They had no choice but to agree. You used the TV broadcast to gain leverage you needed, didn't you?
Correct.
Very observant of you.
Naturally.
I recall what you said at the end of the last trial. When you said, now it's the mastermind that's ensnared. That's what you're referring to.
Don't be mean!
Hey, I'm totally in the dark here! For anyone who doesn't understand, you can ask Kyoko to explain it later. Explain it again. Later. So, knowing all of this, what do we do now?
About that.
It's about who killed Mukuro, right? So our job is to expose the mastermind? But there's more to it than that, correct? Yeah. For us to win this time, we have to solve every last mystery surrounding the school. Every last mystery? But we've been looking around all this time and we still don't know anything, right?
Anyway...
You've probably guessed already, but if we lose this time, everyone dies.
Oh no!
Everyone?
I hate you!
Hey, who said you could agree to those terms without talking to the rest of us? I'm fine with the things the way they are. I'm fine living here forever with Master. I, meanwhile, want to get out of here as soon as humanly possible.
Anyway...
At this point, the only way for us to survive is to unravel the truth. In other words, one decisive final battle. A rather interesting development, I'd say. But figuring out who the mastermind is, and how they kill Mukuro, and all the school's mysteries, is a pretty tall friggin' order. Maybe, but this time the trial's different. We know who our enemy is now. So if we work together and search as hard as we can, I'm sure we'll solve all those mysteries. I'm not so sure about that. Huh? I can't agree with the idea of working together with everyone. You can't agree? Why not? I mean, working together with everyone seems like the most obvious way to solve all the mysteries.
Indeed.
That's what I thought too, at first. Until Monokuma gave that little hint of his. Hint?
It's a very polarizing approach, I know, but okay, enough puns. Anyway, here's a hint.
Can the game begin with the 16 participants, all of them high school students? Kyoko. My actual favorite character in the Danganronpa game so far is Chiaki Nanami. But she's not in the game. She's the ultimate gamer. Yeah.
I see.
Monokuma said that, did he? Then Kyoko's opinion is perfectly reasonable.
Huh?
Huh? But why?
So in other words...
If the mastermind really is the one who killed Mukuro, as Kyoko says, then the mastermind would have to set foot in the school, right? Monokuma could probably murder Mukuro, but there's no way he could have disguised the scene like that.
In other words...
But according to Monokuma, the only people who have set foot in Hope's Peak are the 16 students who have been taking part in the killing game. The mastermind is... There are 15 of us in the main hall at the very beginning. Add in Mukuro, and you get 16. Sadly, watched Let's Plays of both games because you never thought they would get released to the PS4. Dude, Danganronpa V3 comes out in 3 days! Enjoy! So the mastermind would have to be one of them?
That's right.
And those 16 people we started out with, the only ones still alive, are the people standing right here. Did I continue, or do you get it now? You're saying the mastermind is one of us?
No way!
You can't be serious. Oh, wait, we can't say for sure that's true yet. You were waiting for the stills though, you're a cheap fuck, okay. I'll be playing it as soon as I can. Monokuma might have just said all that to confuse us.
Indeed.
It's certainly a possibility, but only among many. Okay, see you later, Delta Storm. Don't forget, tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Central European time will be the finale. Mastermind being one of us is also a possibility. And that's one possibility we can't ignore. Yeah, I mean, they're an ultimate, right? The ultimate despair, so they must be a high schooler. You can't say it's not possible. But if one of us was the mastermind, they'd have to be controlling Monokuma somehow, right? But did you ever see anyone acting suspicious anytime Monokuma was active?
Well...
Maybe they snuck off and controlled him in secret. No, we won't be able to finish the game tonight. We still have to do investigation.
But...
I don't care how sneaky you are, we would have noticed someone sneaking off that many times.
I'm right.
And maybe Monokuma was an autopilot. Maybe they loaded up all the dialogue actions beforehand. In that case, there's no way you could have had all those back and forth conversations with us. Well, it wouldn't be entirely impossible if they directed the flow of the conversation. Well, maybe, but still.
This is a school announcement. You've all probably figured this out by now, but at this point, the killing game has now entered true ending mode. So, in the name of fairness, I will unlock every room in the school.
There's sounds coming from downstairs that are loud enough to be recorded. I hate this. But yeah, this is pretty meta.
Wherever you want. mystery in whatever way you see fit. Then we can all meet up at the class trial, okay?
Yeah.
Hmm?
How very magnanimous of him to unlock all the rooms.
That's fine.
The time for talk is done. Now we need to begin our investigation. What? I was planning on working alone from the beginning anyway.
In the name of my family.
At this point, I can rely only on myself, on the Togami blood flowing through my veins. I have no time to worry about the rest of you. Each of you must uphold your responsibility.
Goodbye.
Well then. After making his final statement, Byakuya left the dining hall. Gah! Master! He didn't take me with him!
Hey.
Do you blame him? Without Master, the rest of you are like coffee with cream without the cream. Or coffee. You're totally useless! So, bye. With that, Toko trudged out of the dining hall. And now she's gone. And you're gonna go out by yourself, right, Kyoko?
Indeed.
That's right. Which just leaves Makoto, Hina, and me.
You know?
In that case, I'm gonna go by myself too.
Just a second.
Wait, how come?
How about that?
Just wait and see. I'm gonna use my totally awesome spirit power to figure out the mastermind's identity. Laughing loudly, Hiro left the dining hall.
Aww.
Everyone's really gonna all go off by themselves? What about you, Hina? I guess I'll do the same thing.
But,
I mean, it's not that I don't trust everyone, you know? But-
I mean,
Up till now, I haven't really been all that useful. I just depended on Sakura and everyone else. I've played the second game. I mean, I know the answer. I can't say anything about that, but it would be pretty cool and I would give the game an applause of it. If Hiro is the, if Hiro turns out to be the mastermind, I will give the game an applause. Okay? You're not useless. If you hadn't been here, I would have died. Makoto? That's really nice of you to say. But still, I know I've mostly been totally useless.
okay.
So I figure, at least here at the end, maybe I can find something that'll help us all get out of here. So I'm gonna go off and do it all on my own. Okay, see you later. Hina was in surprisingly high spirits as she dashed out of the dining hall. And once again, it's just us two.
Indeed.
So you're gonna go off on your own too, right, Kyoko?
However,
Well, don't misunderstand. Just because we're going to do our searches separately doesn't mean we can't still work together.
so...
It goes for all of us. I think I see what you mean. Doing our own investigating doesn't mean we can't work together in the end. I should just see it as a splitting up to cover more ground. And then we can get back together and share what we found. Yeah, that's right.
So then,
Well, I better be going. I have an endless list of things I need to check.
correct.
Monokuma said all the doors in the school have been unlocked, right? So we should be able to investigate every nook and cranny in the school. We can visit all the places we couldn't go before.
Makoto.
Makoto, no matter what it takes, we have to uncover the truth. By any means necessary. With that, Kyoko was gone, leaving only me. I don't have time to waste either. I have to begin my search. So I can't believe the mastermind might be one of us. So that's what I have to prove. I prove that the mastermind isn't one of us. I'll expose them. Dang it. Am I like trying to impersonate the like main character? It gets really weird. rather than actually like the main character. I'll expose the mastermind's true identity and solve the mystery of this school. And then we can all escape together! Heck yeah! I guess I'll start by taking another look at Mukuro's Monokuma file. Quite a few people have died, Makoto. Due to the explosion, the victim's identity is unknown. They were, however, dead before the blast. The victim had been stabbed a single time with a knife, which went completely through the body. It had also been struck in the head with an object about as thick as a metal pipe. The body was covered in other wounds, but these were at least several days old. Once we find out who killed Mukuro Ikusaba, then we'll know who the mastermind is. So where should I start my investigation to figure out who killed her? I guess I should start with the rooms that were locked up until now. The Headmaster's room, the biolab, and the door in the data center with the Monokuma's face on it. Oh, and at the second floor of the dorms where the gate was down before. That should be open now, right? After that, I'll have to double check the areas that are connected to the murder. This murder is all new to me. Yes? Well, the murder happened. Like, the class trial we have already had, so it's not all new. Time to get started. Places to check has been added to the truth bullets section of your handbook. Let's go up. Some things are shown for sure, and I know that they talk about events surrounding the tragedy. Danganronpa 2 also mentioned like which people survived, so I already knew which characters were going to survive, which is kind of sad. That took some surprise off the game, but still, the game is still super fun. You can finally check out the second floor of the dorms, which means I have to do it. What's up here? This is the second floor of the dorms? Looks like some kind of ancient ruins. Oh no, it's more like a battlefield. Like a bomb blew up here or something. Jesus. Oh, blood. Two rooms I can enter. Oh wait, no, this here continues. What? Okay. Okay. I don't think the toilets will be very interesting. Red blood, yeah, it's dried up. This door, we can go in here. Yeah, this is also a dorm room. The bed is completely torn apart. I mean, it's not even really a bed anymore, it's just garbage. When the door just a crack, glance inside and immediately close it again. There wasn't even a hint of a bathroom, just a big pile of rubble. And there's the way out. Too bad the cool music has stopped. I increased the volume just for that. Now it's all up for nothing. The room is filled with lockers. It must have been for the Hope Speak students who came before us. The class before ours must have used these lockers. Looks like this locker is already broken. It is! It's not the rock music though. I wonder if I can open this locker. Nope, locked. And a card reader installed on the door. That must be how you get the locker open, after all. It's probably pretty similar to the card readers for the locker rooms on the second floor of the school. And you have to use your e-handbook to open those up. So does that mean, let's just give it a try. Took out my handbook and ran it across the reader. And then, no luck. Maybe only the locker's owner can open it, which means none of us can do it. What about this locker? Okay, so none of these lockers open. Also that hieroglyph. What's it doing there? This room doesn't really feel like a student's room. It has a more adult atmosphere.
Correct.
It is the headmaster's private room. Kyoko!
Indeed.
I've been through this room several times already, but I still have one little regret. So I decided to check it out one more time. Huh? A regret? Kyoko looks almost meek right now. She must be thinking about something. I probably shouldn't bother her. Eye of Horus is an ancient Egyptian symbol of protection, royal power, and good health. Oh, nice. Cool. There's a PC on the desk. Must have belonged to the headmaster.
It would seem...
Whoever used this last, it looks like they were very interested in the ultimate despair. PC still has some search results left on it. Then we might be able to get some info on the ultimate despair?
However...
There's not much though. Nothing we don't already know. 10K gaming PC? No.
In other words...
The ultimate despair isn't one individual, but instead points to some kind of group. That group is responsible for the tragedy, which happened 1 year ago. They're the worst sorts of people, whose driving force comes from despair.
However...
And that's all there is. Not much of it, is there? Not much to it. But I guess that's the best that you could do as a complete Kirigiri failure. But any information about the mastermind is helpful, right? I appreciate whatever info we can get on our hands on. I see. This is a good outlook to have. Huh? There's a strange gap in the wall. This is some kind of design mistake or construction defect or something.
So...
There's a gap here. Not just any normal gap. I can feel a breeze coming out. A breeze?
Indeed.
There's likely an open space on the other side of this wall. Open space? Does that mean... You mean like a hidden room? I think I might know how to open it. You know how to open it? Did you figure out some kind of trick or something?
Indeed.
A very easy trick, yes. So easy, I'm not sure you can even call it a trick. I saw a program on that PC that I think controls it. Enter the right password and the door should open right up.
However...
But I don't have a clue what that password might be. All we know is it's probably made up of letters and or numbers. Can't really go from there. You're right, that's not nearly enough to go on.
It's true.
I looked through all his paperwork, all the files on the PC, everything I could think of. I learned more about him than I had any desire to. Nothing that might have been his password. Dang it, I can't talk. When I think of how much time I wasted on this... Jeez. So there's a hidden room she couldn't get into. That's what she meant by regret. I think we can assume that there must be some kind of clue waiting in there. Maybe for her, there's more to it than that. Anyway, if we want to get in there, we need to figure out the password. If Kyoko can't figure it out, no way do I stand a chance. No, wait. There might be a chance. The password could be... something Kyoko wouldn't have thought of. Or something she didn't want to think of. Hold on. For example, what about your name?
What?
Huh? Oh, sorry, I was just trying to think of what the password might be. I'm sure she hasn't tried it. I mean, it's totally understandable. After the way she talked about her dad, the idea that he would use her name as his password, knowing how she is, I bet the idea never occurred to her. Do you mind if I try it just to be sure?
Well?
It's not like you need my permission. If you're gonna try it. Do whatever you want. Okay. You know, I'm glad I thought of trying Kyoko's name. If that's not it, that might just hurt Kyoko even more.
Hey.
If you're worried about me, Makoto, don't be. I already know that your guess is wrong. Okay. In that case, here goes nothing. I collected myself and turned to face the computer monitor. Let me just type the password in here. Type her full name, Kyoko Kirigiri. My hands were tense, slightly trembling. As I finished typing it in, it was her name. What? That did it? Kyoko, it worked!
Why?
Kyoko? Without looking at me, she disappeared into the hidden room. She looked grim. Kyoko. Hey, Kyoko? I may as well not even have been in the room. Her gaze was fixed on the only one thing. Present? Wrapped and covered with such joy. That's what made it so unusual. There's a brightly colored box here. It seems totally out of place in here. Makoto Naegi, the ultimate hacker. How should we open it? I'm getting kind of a bad vibe from it. But I mean, we can't not open it. Okay.
Makoto.
Be careful, Makoto. Why, you think it's dangerous? No, not dangerous, but surprising, probably. Huh?
It would seem...
If it is what I think it is, at the very least, it's not something you'll be happy to see. Wait, so you know what's in there?
Anyway...
Just don't scream or anything, okay? Are you saying it's something that'll make me want to scream? Okay, I'm just gonna open it. Step by heavy step, I approached the box. I took a deep breath and took a hold of the lid. Slowly, ever so slowly, I lifted it up. Light began to sneak in its way to the box. I stole a hesitant glance inside and... Makoto, what did she say? Kyoko's advice was no use. I let out a trembling cry. What was in the box? It was bones. Human bones. It was the last thing I expected to find in such a bright, joyful box. I mean, who could have possibly imagined?
I see.
Just as I thought. What? Fucking controller! I was like, I want to talk to Kyoko. And I wanted to press A, but my reticle kept going to the left. Just as you thought? How could you have known that? I mean, there were bones in there, human bones! Well, I thought I was thinking of the bones specifically. I just had a feeling it would be his body. That's pretty much the same thing, a dead guy in a box! My father. Huh. What about him?
Correct.
What you found in the box? Those bones? That body? That's my father. Or at least, what's left of him. Are you serious? This is Kyoko's dad? The same man she's been searching for? Hold on, how can you be so sure of that? How do you know that's him?
So...
Given all the information we have already, that's the only possible answer. So that same person may very well be the mastermind who planned all this out. According to the files, the headmaster is a man in his late 30s. It seems possible, that even likely, that he's somewhere in this school right now. Alter Ego said that the headmaster is probably here in the school, but the only ones who were alive at the start of the killing game were us 16 students. When you put those two ideas together, it doesn't take much to assume.
In other words...
And most likely, my father was in this school, but he was also dead. That's my assumption anyway. As Kyoko explained her analysis, she was completely calm. Or no, she wasn't calm. She was only trying to seem calm. She said it was just as she thought, so she knew it was a possibility. But I have to believe that at some point she wanted to be proven wrong, which is why she never looked in the box herself, even though she had plenty of chances. I know Kyoko said she wanted to see her father so she could cut off all the ties. Was that all there was to it? I gave up some of that pride. In order to enter Hope's Peak, I had to reveal myself to the school. I did it knowing it was something a true Kirigiri detective would never do. Would you really give up her pride just for that? I couldn't help but wonder. Hidden room present, as an add to the truth bullet section of your handbook. I just want to give Kyoko a hug. Like, god damn it. Why can't we give her a hug? Huh? This picture. It's all faded, but it must be pretty old. Wait, is this a picture of... Hey, Kyoko!
Why would you?
Well, this is annoying. I came here to cut myself free from the past. And yet... to now find something like this? So what do you expect me to do now? And I was right. It's a picture of Kyoko when she was just a little girl. Knowing the headmaster had this picture all this time, he must have really cared about her.
Why?
What? I wanted to face him and tell him myself. To cut him out of my life for abandoning me. That's the whole reason I came here. Now he's abandoned me again. And this time, he even stole the only opportunity I had to move on. Has there ever been a worse father? Kyoko. Headmaster's desk. It's probably hiding some kind of clue, so I really want to check it out, but I really don't want to touch Kyoko's dad's desk without her permission.
Hey.
Don't worry about me. Feel free to look around as much as you like. Are you sure?
Because...
You never let anything get in the way of investigation. I don't. Okay, then, if you don't mind. Starting from the top, I opened all the desk drawers and looked inside. I rummaged through each one, finding nothing but unrelated documents. In the last drawer... Huh? This is... It's an e-handbook, right? It has a label on it that says, in case of emergency. I found some kind of emergency handbook in the headmaster's desk.
In other words...
A handbook with no limitations given to the school's ultimate authority, the headmaster. I'm assuming that's what it is. I think you're probably right. It might prove useful as we continue our investigation. Why don't you hold on to it? Huh? But Kyoko... I don't need it. If you don't want it, go ahead and leave it here. Then I guess I'll take it. Is it really okay? Headmaster's e-handbook.
Hey.
Listen, Makoto. Huh? Can I ask you a favor? A favor? What is it?
So...
I know it's completely unreasonable to ask you this. And I know it'll only inconvenience you that much more, but...
Hey.
Could you leave? Huh?
Correct.
Just for a little while. I'd just like to be alone for a bit. Kyoko. Don't worry. I'm fine. I just need to calm down a little. I need to...
Just a second.
I need to get my emotions in order. You know, Kyoko? You told me before about the relationship you had with your dad. How you're only connected by blood, not by heart and soul. But maybe that picture motivated him. Maybe he hoped to see... Maybe that picture motivated him. Maybe he hoped to see me again someday. Is that what you're going to say? If so, it's just a theory. And this isn't an issue that can be settled with theories. That picture doesn't change the facts of what happened. Of what I went through. That problem can't be solved so easily. You're right, I'm sorry.
Anyway...
Once I've got myself under control, I'll return to the investigation immediately. So please, just give me some time to myself. Okay, I understand. Then, I'll see you later. I don't think there's anything else to find here. It's really okay, Kyoko. It must have been a complete shock to her. I mean, it was a shock to me. I'll find what's in there. There's no doubt the mastermind performed that evil deed. He killed the headmaster. Killed Kyoko's father. He killed him. The headmaster is dead. But we're wrong about that. The headmaster wasn't the mastermind. Which means the mastermind's true identity is... one of us. Including me, only 6 of us are still alive. Everyone else is dead. Even Mukuro. Even she's undeniably dead. So the ones still left alive are... me, Byakuya, Hiro, Toko, Hina, and Kyoko. Only those 6 people are still alive. And there's no question. Wait, no, that can't be! I refuse to believe it! There has to be some other way! There just has to be! Locker room. Now we can open lockers. I wonder if I could open this locker. Nope, locked. So does that mean... well, let's just give it a try. Check out my handbook. Wait, but... what about the emergency handbook I found in the headmaster's hidden room? Okay, let's give it one more try. Beep. This locker's totally disorganized. Whoever it belongs to probably has organization problems with in every part of their life. This is a crystal ball. Huh? A crystal ball? No, it can't be. There's no way he ever used this locker. It's just not possible. There's all kinds of textbooks and notebooks stacked up in no particular order. And dust everywhere. I have to assume whoever's stuff this is didn't do a lot of studying. Not that I can really talk. I'm trying to act as casual and natural as possible. I picked up one of the notebooks I saw. But the moment I looked inside the notebook, any sense of uneasiness I may have had evaporated. Yasuhiro Hagakure. What? There was no denying what I saw. Inside the notebook was written Yasuhiro Hagakure. Is this our Yasuhiro? The notebook also contained a large number of notes for a variety of different classes. Which would mean he attended classes here? No, that can't be possible. I mean, Hiro came to the school at the same time as the rest of us. And we were all stuck into this evil world. We never had the chance to take any classes. So what is this notebook? They've had a school life before this. You see anything in there? Hi, Evactress28. How are you doing? Welcome to the stream. This thing is practically empty. There's still something inside. Some kind of pocketbook. I don't see a name written on it, so I can't say for sure who this is. But there's some writing inside. It could be important. I don't like violating the owner's privacy, but I better take a look. It looks like a girl's handwriting. And all the letters are spaced out evenly, like whoever wrote them was measuring them. Whoever wrote this must have been very meticulous. Huh? I was flipping through the pocketbook, but my hand froze when I got to a certain page. Thank you so much for the follow! Thank you so much, Evactress. I really appreciate that. I saw something familiar written there. Words I'd heard before. There's a plan to turn Hope's Peak into a shelter and isolate the students here in a communal life. I decided to talk to the one who came up with the plan directly. It just so happens to be the headmaster and my father. He was willing to give me some more details regarding the plan. Here's what he said. The point is to keep our student prodigies safe, to keep them as our hope for the future. Only their genius can overcome disaster, and only their hope can overcome despair. For the future of our country, our world, it's not an exaggeration to call this our final hope. We must isolate our superior youth from the corrupted world to serve as the foundation for a new era. This is the only hope we have. I hope that you'll be willing to go along with this plan. So that's what my father had to say to me. As usual, he made a selfish decision without consulting anyone else. Can't imagine a worse father. This can't be true, can it? But I knew it was. I knew exactly who the pocketbook belonged to. Kyoko. It couldn't be anyone else. But if this belongs to Kyoko, what was it doing in this locker? And what she wrote here completely contradicts what she already told me. She said she hasn't seen her dad since he left when she was little. I decided to talk to the one who came up with the plan directly. What does this all mean? I quickly scanned the remaining pages of the notebook. Must have been looking for something that would prove me wrong about this whole thing. When I reached the last page, the question mark spinning through my mind. It just started spinning that much faster. When I looked at it, like the rest of the pocketbook, the writing here was messy, disorganized, and scrawled. What is this? What does it mean? We have no idea. How could this possibly make any sense? Yikes. What's these lockers? I mean, they had to belong to the previous students, right? So why am I seeing this? Why are there things in the lockers that look like they belong to people here? Yeah. A card reader is not aligned with the broken door at all. Yep. But it seems like it belongs to Hiro, and a pocketbook that seems like it belongs to Kyoko. There has to be some kind of explanation. If I want to find that out, I have to keep moving the investigation forward. And I have to believe in everyone. Let's just to be sure, check all the other lockers. Nope, don't see anything that can help me. Yep. Nothing. That's it. Okay. This is the girls' bathroom. I can't enter it. Come on, dude. It's an investigation. I can't! Out of principle! Rock music is back! Hell yeah! Okay, see you later. See you tomorrow morning for the finale, hopefully. It's pretty early, but you'll see what you can do. Okay. I want to visit the headmaster's room first. This is the headmaster's room. I've heard an awful lot about it, but this will be my first time seeing it for myself. Ah, Makoto, it's you. Oh, Byakuya. What have you found? Well, you came to the right place this time. Would you like to see something interesting? What do you mean, something interesting? Take a look at this. It was on top of that pathetically ostentatious desk. Class 78 student registry? It contains profiles for all of us, and Mukuro.
So, in other words...
Apparently, Class 78 refers to us. Wait, when we found Mukuro's profile in Kyoko's room...
I see.
That's right. It also mentioned Class 78. This must be where Kyoko got that page. And since the rest of our profiles are listed here along with hers,
in other words,
there can be no doubt. Mukuro was a student here at Hope's Peak Academy, just like the rest of us. Mukuro Kusawa, the 16th student. That must be how Kyoko learned about this. But it seems that Kyoko was in a hurry. What do you mean? I'm talking about when she stole it. The uneven tearing, the way that the paper had been crumpled, she must have been in a hurry. Well, since she snuck in to get it, I'm sure she wanted to get out as fast as possible. But what's your point? She was in so much of a hurry that she only got the first page. The first page? Correct. Mukuro's profile actually contains 2 pages. What?
So, in other words...
In other words, when it comes to this profile, there was more information about Mukuro that we still didn't have. What kind of information is it? Why do you have to ask me to explain every little thing? You can read, can't you? seems to be some sort of detailed report put together by the headmaster himself. I don't know what kind of man he was, but I'm glad he left us such an interesting clue. I was half listening to Byakuya as I skimmed through the report. You know what? I'm going to turn down the music again. That's better. Because it's gonna switch to different music so often. Mukuro reappeared suddenly, and in the background, an entity floats, close but just out of reach. An entity known as the Ultimate Despair. Right now, I can't be sure if this is a single person or some kind of group. Whatever it is, Mukuro definitely has some sort of connection to it. I have a bad feeling about all this. I need to push forward with my research into the Ultimate Despair, and I need to pay attention to Mukuro's behavior. This is just my gut feeling, but I think she's dangerous. Whoops. Hit the microphone. Despite the countless battles she must have gone through as a member of Fenrir, when she entered Hope's Peak, she didn't display any signs of battle wounds or scars. That fact alone proves her tremendous skill in battle. Not sure that I want to believe in her, she's one of my students after all. But if I decide she's a danger to the other students, I will be forced to take all reasonable measures. Mukuro was a part of the Ultimate Despair. I don't think there can be any doubt about it now. But wouldn't that mean Mukuro and the Mastermind were allies? So why? Why would they kill Mukuro? Plus, even the headmaster seems to be afraid of what Mukuro was capable of. They would have had to take her completely by surprise to kill her like that. Maybe what the Mastermind is even stronger than Mukuro was.
What?
What's wrong, Makoto? Huh?
That's fine.
You seem to be lost in thought. I should probably point out one other thing. There's another important bit of information within the file that you should note. What is it? Did you notice the picture in there? A picture of a girl perhaps you've never seen before. A girl who seems to be included as part of our class 78. That should be enough for you to figure out who the girl is. And further information about that girl is included in the file. 5 foot, 7 inches, 97 pounds, and it even lists her vitals. 31, 22, 31. 32, I mean. Well, what do you think? What do I think? Are you asking me, like, if she has a nice body?
Stop talking.
You hopeless idiot. What I'm trying to tell you is, maybe you'll want to keep that in mind for later. Maybe you'll make your way back to the corpse, and maybe you'll think, oh, could that mean... Wait, is he trying to say? There's a chance his body isn't actually Mukuro? Is that what he's saying? Personally, what I'm thinking seems all but impossible. But it wouldn't hurt to confirm, right?
It's all clear now.
That's all I was trying to say. What you do with that information is your business. Is your business. So I'm back to being Byakuya's errand boy. Mukuro's profile has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. Oh, and one last thing. Here's a bit of advice for me to use, so I suggest you pay attention. Advice for me? Seems to be getting along with Kyoko quite well. It's not that we're getting along, she's just done a lot to help me. Well, don't put too much faith in her. Huh?
In other words...
The cost of that faith might be more than you can afford. What are you saying? Just what I think. Call it a hunch. A hunch? But my hunches tend to be proven right. Advice is free this time. Take it or don't, as you will. Keep it in mind. Thanks. Class roster, that's us. Mukuro is the new student at Hope's Peak. Bar of the ultimate despair. Well, okay. Anything else? Doesn't seem like it. Leave the area. Yep. We can leave it, so. We should go to the room behind the data room.
Hey, Makoto.
Oh, Makoto, are you here to look around too?
Is that what you're doing in here? Yeah, I can't help but wonder about that Monokuma door.
Yeah,
So I figured, if all the doors in the school had been locked, that one should be open too, right?
but
Although I couldn't bring myself to open it.
I mean,
Because it might explode, right? And that'll really suck, so you open it. I'm sure she didn't mean it, but she made it sound like she was okay with me getting blown up. Okay, so I guess I'll open it. Oh, wait, let me take cover first. I don't want to get exploded. Okay, go ahead. Everything will be okay, right? All right, here goes nothing. Threw all my weight into it, but the door opened much easier than I expected. What's here? There was no explosion, thankfully. My first impression was, whoa, this place is totally sci-fi! Yeah, I was kind of thinking the same thing. What is this device? It looks like some kind of control panel. This is what the mastermind used to control Monokuma. That's for sure. It's really over the top though, like some kind of military installation or something. Yeah, it kind of looks like a mech cockpit, right? Hifumi'd probably freak out if he saw it. Cockpit? So the Monokuma room has a control panel that looks like some kind of cockpit. And could that mean...
okay.
Alright, let's start poking at it or whatever. I'm gonna start pushing buttons. Well, hold on, you can't just... or whatever, something like this. But it was too late. He was already jabbing away at the control panel. Huh? Did you hear that? Yeah, I think it came from the other room. What did you push? I'm not totally sure, but I think it was that one. The one that says that data center. Data center? Took a good look at the control panel. Saw a bunch of buttons, each with the name of a room next to it. Just like Hina said, there was one labeled data center. That must be the one she pushed. But the data center, that's right next door. Room we were just in. That's where the strange noise came from. Probably better go check it out.
Yeah.
Yes, please. I'm kind of scared of my mind right now, so I'll just cheer you on from over here. And Monokuma's here. Did I just hear what I think I heard? Yep. Is that Monokuma? Hey!
Grrr! Give me all your donuts!
Is that you, Hina?
What? Oh man! Busted! How did you know? Say what? Anyway, what is this? Some kind of remote control camera kind of set up?
You don't even know what you're controlling?
Hello. Oh, I mean, I can't really see anything from in here. Found it. Guess what I found? A self-destruct button.
Whatever you do, don't push it.
Too bad. Oh man.
Were you seriously gonna push it? Anyway, I guess that settles it. The room with the Monokuma drawing on it, and the control panel inside. It's to control Monokuma for sure. Oh, hey Makoto, what the heck was that just now? Monokuma.
Oh, what do you mean?
What you were controlling just now? It was Monokuma.
Huh? Monokuma? What, for real?
Yup. It looks like that panel definitely controls Monokuma. Which means the mastermind has been controlling Monokuma from this room. Yep, they were definitely in here. The mastermind has been controlling Monokuma from this room. And this control room is totally separate from the data center area with all the monitors. In other words,
Hey,
maybe the mastermind can monitor us and control Monokuma at the same time. Kyuka's theory was right.
But
If the mastermind's been controlling Monokuma from here, that means they've been inside the school this whole time, right? I guess that would have to be true. But if that is true...
It's a very polarizing approach, I know. But, okay, enough puns. Anyway, here's a hint.
This thing again? Yeah, 16 students, I know. And the mastermind Monokuma's puppeteer really is the 16th student. Oh, it can't be. There's no way, right? Monokuma Control Room has been added to the Truth Bullet section of your handbook. What's wrong, Makoto? I don't like that face you're making. Oh no, it's nothing. Oh, okay. What about you? Is everything okay?
'cause, I mean,
Oh well, it's just... This is where the mastermind's been hiding, right? Who knows if they set up traps or something? I can't say it isn't possible, but I really hope it's not true. So like,
so,
you wanna leave soon? There are still lots of other places to check out. Yeah, good point. Can't waste all of her time standing around here. You wanna get going? Yeah. What was that? Oh, the door, it's locked on its own. What? My hand shot out to grab the doorknob. You're right, it's locked, but why?
Of course it's locked, because the data center is now restricted.
Monokuma?
just a second.
Hey, no fair. You can't just go around restricting whatever you feel like.
Hey,
It's for your benefit. Because if that room stays open, I won't be able to move around. Imagine how depressed everyone would get if the school mascot just up and stopped moving.
In that room?
Yep.
As you may have guessed, that's where my controls are.
So right now you're being operated by someone in that room?
Yes, indeed.
Correctamundo.
You're a liar.
But that doesn't make any sense. We were just in there when you didn't see anyone.
Oh, you did you? Are you sure you were as thorough as you could have been? Did you happen to check a certain suspicious hatch?
No way. The hatch on the floor?
Too bad. That was your one big chance and you blew it.
Too bad.
Of course, the hatch can be opened from the outside anyway, so whatever. But no then, this room is officially restricted, so no more investigating. I'm relying on you guys to tell the others. Peace! He's gone, but
So,
was he telling the truth? The mastermind was hiding in there?
In fact, if you think back when we got locked out of the control room, that proves it for sure.
And when I said we should leave,
Well, that hatch couldn't be opened from the outside anyway, right? So it's not your fault.
sorry.
oh, okay.
Anyway, we don't have to let it get to us. We have to stay positive and make the most of the time we have left.
You're right.
There's one thing I'm good at, and it's keeping my body moving.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna go run around and tell everyone what we found here. Nice. You got me all motivated again.
You got it.
Okay, I'm out. See you later.
Hina took off at full sprint. And I have to do what I can too. That's the only way forward. To the biolab. Oh. Oh. Well, here I am in the biolab. It's so cold. It's like abnormally cold. I feel like I'm in a giant refrigerator. Seriously, why is it so cold? so cold. Why it's so cold in here? It's the first thing I need to figure out. There's some kind of weird machine or something built into the wall. And on the left side, there's a bunch of glowing blue lights. And the other side. Some kind of weird machine or something built into the wall. Some kind of weird machine or something built into the wall. That's it. I've seen this kind of thing in horror movies and stuff. It's a fridge for storing dead bodies. Does that mean this biolab is actually a morgue? I should probably take a closer look around. They're all in this little room. Let's open one up. Can you open them? Some kind of booklet here. It looks like an instruction manual. They offer an eco-friendly alternative to standard dry ice for all your cadaver needs. Cadaver. In addition to the germicidal lamps, we also provide an ozone generator for the removal of ethylene gas. Simply insert the cadaver, and the blue light will let you know the automated systems have activated. Temperature and humidity levels will be adjusted automatically for optimum settings. With our system, anyone can keep a body fresh as a daisy for as long as you need. In the unlikely event of a problem, the red light will activate and an alarm will sound immediately. The exterior is a stainless steel, and we do offer an optional leather upholstery upgrade package. This is the instruction manual for the fridge. Well, looking around, I think I get it. It seems clear to me now. It's some kind of makeshift morgue. And about those lights by each slot, looks like the setup. It looks like it's set up so that when a slot is occupied, a blue light comes on. It should mean inside each slot lit up in blue, another one of the victims is. I can't let my emotion take control right now. There's only one thing I can do for everyone who's died. That's defeat the mastermind. And to do that, I have to continue my investigation. I don't have any other option. Open them up. There's something interesting though. Because we were 16, right? Or there's 6 left. There's only 9 of these filled. There's nothing else here. Why don't we open the fridges? We just dropped a bunch of frames. Out of nowhere. You can just leave the area. I don't think that was it. Let me check. Okay. Oh, Toko, so this is where you were.
What do you want?
Thank you, Bryce Greggs, for the auto host. Thank you so much. Am I so disgusting that you want me out of your sight? No, that's not it at all. I just thought maybe you'd find a clue. Well, I haven't. I didn't find anything, not one single clue. I figured since this place was related to the case, it would have to have something, right? But there wasn't anything out of the ordinary here. Give it back! Give me back my precious time! Calm down, Choco.
What's your problem?
Don't tell me to calm down. Do you have any idea what I'm going through right now? When everyone finds out, they're gonna call me useless. Good for nothing. Nobody's gonna say that. Master will. I'm not sure I can disagree with that. I don't want that! I'm sick of always being looked down on. Why won't anyone accept me? Well, I don't think there are any clues here, so maybe I'm gonna get going. Huh? It's gone. Mukuro's body. It's not here. I better check just to be sure. Could it be in the biolab? The corpses aren't the only thing I need to check in there. There's one other thing, the tarp. Tarp played a key role in another case, so I better look into it. Biolab! Okay. I'd actually kind of forgotten that her body would be here, so the 9 bodies would have made sense.
This is a school announcement. Is everyone working hard? Is your investigation coming along nicely? Well then, since you're all giving it your best, your generous headmaster will give you a little hint. For those of you who are interested, please make your way to the gym ASA possible.
Okay. What? Now he wants to give us a hint? It's suspicious, there's no doubt about it. This could be a trap. Even knowing that, he said to go to the gym, right? Hey. Oh, Hero. Makoto? Why'd you act so surprised? Oh, no reason. You heard Monokuma's announcement, right? Are you here to find out what he has to say? I just did, actually. I'm on my way out. Already talked to him? What'd he say? Listen, sorry, but I gotta go! Hero, wait! No point in trying to stop him. He ran off like a frightened animal. And we're losing frames like nobody's business. Jesus Christ, what's happening right now? Everything was fine. We're gonna switch to a wired connection. Come on. What the fuck? What fell? I don't know what fell. Something fell. This has to be a pain, of course. Oh, fucking Christ. There we go. More stable connection. There we go. Sorry for those noises. Fucking no, don't get stuck underneath the laptop. There. It's gonna stay like this, isn't it? Great. It was like he was trying to avoid me. I was hoping to talk to him about the notebook I found in the locker. He's been hiding something this whole time? Monokuma, tell me what it is now. Na na na. This cutscene is ridiculously loud.
I am Monokuma!
Hello, welcome! Oh, welcome, hello! Are you ready for your final hint? Well, it just so happens to be in the envelope on the ground in front of you.
The envelope? My voice, is not in good shape anymore. This must be the envelope.
And just so you know, I won't be answering any questions about what you find inside.
What?
Don't worry, just get on with it.
Monokuma's cryptic words didn't make me feel any better, but I picked up the envelope and opened it. What I found was a single photograph. Oh no. Featured a bunch of faces I recognized extremely well. This is actually a nice class together. Aside from maybe a few people. Also, Junko's face is blocked by Taka's arm. Anyway, is everyone who'd come to Hope's Peak at the same time as me? Wait, but someone behind Sakura. Sayaka. She's the only one I don't recognize. Wait, that's not true. I do recognize her. That's right, when Byakuya and I were in the headmaster's room, we looked at that file. Mukuro Ikusaba? And this girl is... What? Why? Why is Mukuro here with everyone else? And even more than that, just having everyone here pose like this is weird enough by itself. We're all wearing matching uniforms. I don't remember anything like this. And now that I'm looking at it, it's not even everyone. I'm not in the picture. The only one not there. Pictures all 15 other students, but not me. I guess that makes sense. After all, I don't remember even taking a picture like this. I went to junior high with Sayaka, but the first time I met everyone else was when I arrived at the Hope's Peak Academy. So it's natural for me to not be in this picture. But what's definitely unnatural that everyone else is in the picture. That everyone was like me. They didn't know each other until they got here. But if this picture is real, then could that mean... Could it be everyone else? And just me? Everyone here except me is...
longer you're gonna keep up this rambling soliloquy of yours, Hamlet.
What are you gonna do?
You're kind of getting in the way standing there, you know? So I mean, get out. I told you I'm not fielding any questions.
Unbelievable.
What kind of mystery would this be if I gave you all the answers? That'd be totally out of left field.
Guess that means he's done talking. Damn it. So in the end, all I found in the gym was even more confusion. And with that confusion in hand, I left the gym dejected. You know, I bet that's what Hiro also saw. A picture of the entire class with him not in it. I bet you that's it. How does that count as a hint? It just made me even more confused. Is that what Monokuma was going for? Did he put together a fake photo just to confuse me? But it looked so real, so full of life. How could anyone fake that? Which would mean everyone but me. Maybe I should just ask everyone directly. I should clear this all up. No, I have to clear this all up! Biolab. We're losing so many frames all of a sudden. I think it's really Twitch. It's gotta be. Like, this is not our fault. This is not because of my connection here at home. My internet is just fine. It just doesn't want to connect to Twitch properly right now. Which is super weird. I hope I can still, like, finish this investigation. I decided to visit the biolab one more time. The first thing I saw when I got there was her passed out again. Huh? Toko? Oh, she looked at one of the bodies. It's open, oh, but Toko! She's just gonna be genocide Jill. Come on. Toko, are you okay? No, no! She's not dead, is she? Of course.
It's cold! It's super cold! It's so cold I think I might catch cold!
If you keep taking naps in places like this, I'm sure you will.
I see.
Wait, what? I was asleep? Oh, I must have fainted again. I bet you were standing there staring at me getting all excited, weren't you?
No, I wasn't.
Have you reached that certain age?
Oh, then what? Hot and bothered? Straight up horny?
Okay. So, why did you pass out?
I don't know. Last thing I remember was me waking up just now. What do you do to Miss Morose?
Oh, that's right. Your memory stops and starts each time you switch.
Bingo bazinga!
We share some basic knowledge, but our memories are very much separate.
SOB!
And don't say it like it's a bad thing. It's a blessing as far as I'm concerned. Because even if she forgets something, I totally remember. So it's like double the memory.
No, it's more like half. Yes, that's Jack's memory.
All I want to know right now is, where's my little darling? Tell me now or I'll slit your throat.
I don't know. I'm sure Byakuya is around somewhere, doing his own investigation.
Yes, yes.
By himself?
I assume so.
Oh, I'm on fire!
I knew it! I'm so pro when it comes to all things master. Anyway, I gotta hurry. I can't even imagine how lonely you must be right now.
I can't do the laugh right now. My throat is not up to it right now. I totally forgot to ask you about the picture. Well, there's no point asking Genocide Jack anyway. Besides, I have more important things to do right now. Why did Toko faint? There's gotta be some reason for it. Martyr! She saw a body. Fridge is open. I'm sure they were all shut tight last time I was here. That must be why she passed out.
Right.
She fainted so easily. Kyoko!
Makoto.
It's getting late, isn't it? Are you okay?
Indeed.
I'm sorry if I made you worry. No, you don't have to apologize.
Listen,
about this room. Oh yeah,
it would seem...
it's a morgue. Yeah.
I knew it.
I suspected as much. And Toko must have looked inside the fridge, seen what was in there, and well, there you have it. You knew she'd fainted?
Indeed.
I was on my way here when Genocide Jack came running past me. I assumed she must have sneezed, but once I got inside, the real reason became clear.
It would seem...
I imagine she came here to investigate. And when she opened the slot here, that's when she saw the body inside and dropped like a bag of rocks. Why's everything gotta be so difficult with her?
Anyway,
we should close it up. Don't want to leave it hanging open like that. Yeah, good idea!
Makoto.
Give me a hand with this. Yuko approached the fridge, hands outstretched. But suddenly she stopped. What's wrong?
Listen.
Maybe we should wait a second before closing it. Huh? How come? Because Mukuro's body is in here. Mukuro's corpse? Mukuro's body's inside the fridge?
I see.
Just like every other time, the mastermind probably brought it up here while we were in the class trial. The mastermind did it? Because they assumed we wouldn't be doing the class trial over again, I guess?
So...
You may be right. Either way, now I can finally get a good look at the body. Oh, that's right. Kyoko didn't get a chance to check the body during the class investigation.
Makoto.
I need to do my own examination of the corpse as soon as possible. I'm going to find a clue this time, and I'm going to grab the mastermind by the tail. Okay, so what should I do?
So then...
Why don't you just wait over there? I'll let you know as soon as I've finished. Just wait over there? That's it? I already looked through this instruction. Tarp! We've seen these before, yes. The tarp and the sharpened thing is just empty at biolab. At some point, someone got it from the biolab and took it over there. Tarp has been updated in the truth bullet section of your handbook. On the left side of the refrigerator, a bunch of blue lights are on. These ones aren't.
It would seem...
The blue light comes on when a slot is occupied. When someone's in there, the blue light comes on. Looking around, the number of lights that are on, including Mukuro's, there's 9 in all. 9. 9 lights? Something's not right, yeah. Should ask Kyoko about that group photo. Girl, she's in it too. Don't let me interrupt your investigation, but I want to talk to you about something. What is it? It's with an announcement Monokuma made earlier. The one about a hint or something. I didn't take him up on the offer. Huh? Why not?
Because...
The only reason he'd give us a hint at this point would be to confuse us, to cloud our judgment. I can solve the mystery on my own, without whatever hints he may have to offer. That's a good point. I wish I could go back and do the same thing, but what's done is done, I guess. Sitting here looking at her, I don't think she's hiding anything from me. Is she right? Did the mastermind forge that picture as a trap to confuse us? That's gotta be it. There's no other explanation. Okay, Makoto, I'm done. Already? Jeez, that was fast.
Indeed.
Anyone can do work if they go slow. That's great. I'll make my report brief. So did you find anything?
Indeed.
I paid careful attention to the wounds and the traces of blood. It seems very highly likely that the stomach wound and blow to the back of the head were inflicted after death. Really? The burn tissue made things a little difficult, but I'm completely confident in my findings. So that means neither of those were the fatal injury, right? And what was the fatal injury? Due to the explosion, the victim's identity is unknown. They were, however, dead before the blast. The victim had been stabbed a single time with a knife, which went completely through the body. They had also been struck in the head with an object about as thick as a metal pipe. The body was covered with other wounds, but these were at least several days old. The only other option is those other wounds, but the file said they were old.
Is that right?
Why does it say they're old? Huh?
Because...
All the Monokuma file says is that they were inflicted at least several days ago. I guess I don't see the difference.
Wrong.
Well, the difference is immense, considering the impression they give.
Listen.
You seem to be equating several days old with simply old.
However...
That doesn't quite follow logically. Old wounds make it sound like they've been there forever. Like they're not related to the murder. Are you saying they are? But we all got the Monokuma file right after she was killed, right? So if the wounds that were at least a few days old, there's no way they could have had anything to do with it.
So then...
But what if Mukuro herself wasn't killed within the last few days? What?
At the very least...
Certainly. You can allow it as one of the many possibilities, can you? One of many?
Right.
The detective doesn't have supernatural powers. There's no way to predict the answer from the beginning. Instead, the ideal detective begins by imagining as many possible scenarios as they can.
In other words...
They envision these possibilities without prejudice, without bias, using only their logic and common sense. Then, as they investigate, they test what they find against each of these possibilities. Of course, me telling you this doesn't mean you'll be any good at detective work. But beyond using that to solve this particular mystery, you should keep it in mind for the future. Kyoko's account has been added to the Truth Bullets section of your handbook.
Hey.
So if there's anything else you'd like to know about the condition of the body, now's the time. I want to know. Come to think of it, there was one thing. Earlier when I was looking at Mukuro's profile, it listed her height and weight.
So...
5 foot, 7 inches, 97 pounds. Vitals were 3'1", 22, 32. Did I get it all right? You remembered all that? They are indeed consistent with the corpse. So then...
Indeed.
And don't forget about the finger tattoo. There's absolutely no mistake.
Indeed.
Our victim in this case is, without a doubt, Mukuro Ukusaba.
And?
Is it all you wanted to ask? Yeah, I think so.
So then...
It looks like we've had no further business with Mukuro's body. How's it going? It's kind of chilly in here. Oh wait, are we not going to put the body back? Don't you think it's kind of sad leaving it out like this?
Why?
Sad? Did you forget? She was our enemy once. A part of the ultimate despair. But she still got killed. She's still a victim.
Hey.
Have you ever heard the phrase, you reap what you sow? Well, yeah, but still.
Whew.
You really are naive. You know that? It's really quite appalling. She could have abandoned me, but she decided to help me instead. Something like that. What does it mean to be naive?
So then...
I think we've done all we can do here. Back to our separate investigations, yes? Oh, hold on! I still have one more thing to do, something I need to talk to Kyoko about. Pocketbook. I don't do it now. Kyoko, I did have one last thing. I know I shouldn't, but I feel like I have to ask.
What?
Go ahead then. Out with it. Have you really not seen your dad even once since you got here?
What? So...
What do you mean? Well, you know all those lockers on the second floor of the dorms?
Indeed.
I do, yes. But to get into any of those lockers, you'd need the handbook of whoever the locker belongs to. Actually, I managed to get them open using that emergency handbook.
I see.
The one you found in the headmaster's hidden room.
And?
So, did you find anything worthwhile in the lockers? I found a pocketbook, and after looking through it, I think it must be your pocketbook.
Why is that?
What makes you say that?
Because...
Like I said, only the locker's owner should be able to get into it, right? I can't imagine those lockers belong to any of us. After all, we only got access to that area just recently. What I'm saying is, there's no way I could have had access to any of those lockers. And if I did have a pocketbook, why would I bother putting it in a locker? Everything you just said makes perfect sense, but there was something written inside. It was about the headmaster, about your father.
What? If that's true...
Could that mean that video is real too? Video?
Makoto.
I think everything is finally starting to fit together to reveal a cohesive picture. Although I'm afraid that picture might be worse than anything we could have imagined. What are you talking about? I need to go investigate those lockers right now. I need to confirm what you just said with my own 2 eyes. Oh, let me give you the Headmaster's Handbook. That way you can...
So...
Don't be necessary. If I'm right about this, I shouldn't have any problem opening the locker with my own handbook. After all, it would seem that it's my locker. Your locker?
Makoto.
If you watch this, it all makes sense. DVD. And it says Class 78. Urgent interviews?
So...
I found it in the hidden room after you left.
Anyway...
I don't have time to explain exactly what I think it means. So just go watch it and see it for yourself. I think you'll realize exactly what it means. You'll understand why you found my pocketbook in a place none of us have ever seen before. None of this makes sense right now. And I guess that means there's some important clue in this DVD.
Makoto.
Oh, and now it's my turn. You have a second to listen to me ramble? Ramble?
In other words...
So as it turns out, the arrangements I'd made didn't stick. What I mean is, I'm less and less sure of everything, even my own feelings. You're talking about your dad, right? I can never find the answers to the questions I wanted to ask for the rest of my life. And all because of the mastermind.
However...
But there's one thing I am sure of. When it comes to the mastermind, there's no room in my heart for forgiveness. I swore to destroy the mastermind. This is just one more reason to follow through on that. Kyoko's eyes burned with the fire of determination. Determination to defeat the mastermind. It's strange to be confronted with this death, and suddenly feel this way. I couldn't care less if my father had found happiness.
Why?
So why is it? Why does it bother me so much to know how he suffered? It's ridiculous. There's just no understanding it, I guess. She let out a small laugh as she said it, and her smile was filled with sorrow. So, that's it for my rambling. There's still much to do before I can consider my task complete. Yeah, you're right.
Hey.
But keep this in mind. There's only ever one absolute truth. Whether that truth serves justice or suffering. Whether it's the greatest truth or the worst. What do you mean?
Makoto.
Even if the truth you uncover is filled with hopelessness, you still can't give up hope. Absolutely not, because all I can do is keep moving forward. That's pretty much all I'm good at, you know? Indeed. Sorry if that was strange.
So then...
Anyway, I need to get going. I'll see you at the class trial. Even my that final farewell, Kyoko is gone. I better get going myself. I got that DVD from Kyoko. Should head to the AV room and check it out. No matter what happens, I won't lose hope. Even if it's the worst truth in the world. I can't afford to lose! I'm gonna just take the... Take the warp. The center was playing, but nothing appeared on the screen. I stared into the black of the monitor. It must have been only a few seconds, but to me it felt like an eternity. And then all of a sudden, an image appeared. Sayaka? It took me by total surprise. I hadn't seen Sayaka for who knows how long. And there she was.
Okay then, are you ready to begin?
The voice I heard was of the man positioned on one side of the screen. It was the voice of a middle-aged man.
I do apologize, but I hope you don't mind if I record our conversation. I'm a little slow, you know. I never really got the hang of taking notes while having a conversation.
Sounded like he was trying to make a joke, but Sayaka's tense face didn't move a single millimeter.
So this video is meant to serve as a kind of contract substitute. It's not that I don't trust you guys. It's more like insurance. So please don't worry too much. Now then, let me get straight to the point. There is a chance that you may have to spend the rest of your life here in the school. Can you accept that?
You want me to accept that? You want me to accept that?
That is constantly too loud. I'm sorry. I just can't do high-pitched voices too well at the moment. Sayaka was obviously at a total loss. It made total sense. Who would agree to spend the rest of your life in the school?
Accept.
What?
Thank you. And I'm sorry about all this. Well, I can promise you that I will do everything in my power to keep you safe.
It's weird that they didn't like do the full voice acting for Sayaka as well in these.
As the headmaster of Hope's Peak Academy, I give you my word.
Thanks. Yeah. Just so on cue, that's where the video cut out. There's a lot I hadn't understood up till now. Only this. I simply couldn't comprehend what I heard. Because I know how much Sayaka wanted to get out of here. I know how much she wanted to escape and pursue her dreams with her friends again. She wanted that so bad. She tried to frame me for murder. So why? Why would she say yes to living here for the rest of her life? I said that thing about it, noticed a sudden light. On the monitor, the video that I thought was finished flashed back on screen. I started back to the screen. If I was confused before, what I saw next pushed me right over the edge. Huh? What I saw was me. Impossibly, undeniably me.
So, Makoto, before we begin, I should let you know that I'll be recording our conversation.
Yes.
Me and the headmaster were looking at each other. He and I were having what seemed like a fairly normal conversation. But the I in the here and now, had absolutely no memory of it. I had no memory of even meeting the headmaster, much less sitting down to talk to him like this.
Now, shall we get straight to the point? Makoto, there's a chance you may have to spend the rest of your life here in the school. Can you accept that?
Yes.
This can't be real! I said yes?
I'm sorry I'm putting you through all this.
Well, I mean, we don't have much of a choice, do we?
But I promise that as long as you're in this school, I will do everything I can to protect you. As the headmaster of Hope's Peak Academy, that's the very least I can do for you.
Once again, the video cut out. From there, the video repeated the same scene again and again with the others. Byakuya, Toko, Hina, everyone. They all said they agreed to live in the school forever, and then Kyoko. Her interview with him had been recorded just as clearly. Without a doubt, she had met him. She'd sat down with the headmaster of Hope's Peak Academy, her father. And when he asked her this question, she answered the same as everyone else. She accepted the life within the school, just as Kyoko's interview was wrapping up. The monitor suddenly went black. Huh? It wasn't just the monitor, the DVD player itself had apparently turned off. Which of course meant that DVD wasn't playing anymore. What the heck just happened?
Say what?
Oopsie, looks like it broke. Out of service.
What? It just so happened to break just now?
Too bad.
Now then, when doesn't matter. Failure can strike anytime, anywhere. That's That's what failure is, right?
Failure my ass, you cut the power on purpose. Well, whatever. Even if I watch the whole thing, it'd just be more of the same. You'd ask them the question, they all say yes. Couldn't help myself. I let out a huge exasperated sigh, but as I did, I remembered something.
That's right.
I fainted too, and when I woke up, I noticed a strange feeling of separation within myself. A disconnect. Hold on.
It would seem...
Thinking back on it now, at that point my memory was gone. At that time, I'd forgotten. I couldn't remember why I'd come to the school. I couldn't remember what my ultimate ability was. But what would make you forget all that?
Hey.
Strange, isn't it? It's hard to imagine it happened by chance. It seems much too convenient. A convenient outcome. Something that seemed to obviously work in favor of the mastermind. So does that mean I've lost my memory too? What about the others? Have we all forgotten? Or... And there's it. That's it.
For anything that has a start, there has to be an end. And if the end comes, then that means it's time for a fresh start. There is no night that doesn't have a dawn. Although that dawn is totally pitch black, there is no storm that won't eventually end. Of course, then that leads to drought. But as I said, every end is the promise of a new beginning. Which is why I'm sure we'll get to meet again, because the end is only the beginning. Anyway, let's get started. The beginning of the end of the class trial. Everyone gather once again at you know where.
It's about to begin again. The class trial is going to start. The final class trial. The last time all our lives will be on the line. The last time hope and despair are on the line. I don't have a choice. I have to do this. Okay then. This is the end. And here, I'm gonna say goodbye to all of you. The finale will be for the people on Twitch tomorrow morning at 8 AM Central European Time. So that's 9 hours from now. So, see you guys next time. Bye-bye.